Hello friends, in this particular video we are going to talk about the structure of your thoracic chamber and the steps involved, steps of the respiration. These two topics we will be talking about in this particular video. Let's talk about thoracic chamber first. See, friends, your thoracic chamber is made up of two three things you have to remember whenever you are talking about the thoracic chamber. First thing is, see, uh, dorsal. Suppose this is the dorsal side of your thorax. This is the dorsal side. So we all know that thoracic chamber, in the dorsal side there will be your vertebral column. This is your vertebral column. In the dorsal side there is vertebral column. Then this is your, let's say this is your sternum. This is your sternum on the ventral side. Okay. And if you carefully look at the dorsal lateral side, you will find these ribs. We all know that we have studied in the skeleton chapter that your thoracic chamber has uh, your laterally present bones called ribs. So 12 pairs of ribs, 24 ribs are present in the in this region, in which seven ribs are true ribs, right? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Seven ribs are true ribs. Okay, and then three ribs are false ribs, which are not attached with the sternum but attached with the seventh rib, and two ribs are floating ribs. So laterally there are ribs present, and from the lower side it is supported by the dome-shaped diaphragm. This is diaphragm, which is a muscle diaphragm. Okay. So in this way, your thoracic chamber is formed. If I draw another diagram here, suppose this is your vertebral column, okay, and on the ventral side this is your sternum. Okay, this is your sternum, and laterally there are ribs present, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, ribs. Okay, this is dorsal side, this is ventral side, this is lateral side. Okay, and in between these, this thoracic chamber, your lungs are situated. So your lungs are situated in the thoracic chamber in such a that any change in the any change happens in the thoracic chamber, it will reflect to your pulmonary cavity or pulmonary chamber. It's lung cavity. So if your thoracic volume increases, your pulmonary volume will also increase. Your thoracic volume decreases, your pulmonary volume will also decrease, which uh, helps your body to your breathing procedures. Okay, so these two things you have to remember. Your thoracic chamber is made up of see, dorsal side from vertebral column, then dorsally vertebral column, ventrally sternum, okay, and laterally ribs are there, and from the lower side there is diaphragm. Another thing you have to remember, that is any change in thoracic cavity. Thoracic cavity will reflect to pulmonary cavity. Okay. So these two three things you have to remember in this topic. Then let's talk about the steps of respiration here. So respiration involves mainly five steps. Okay. First step is first of all you uptake or you inspire the oxygen. So uptake of oxygen, then exchange of CO2, exchange of gases in alveoli. So in alveoli, we all know that from the conducting part, ultimately your oxygen reaches to your alveoli, and then in alveolar membrane, because it is very thin and attached, present in close contact with the capillaries present inside the lungs. So this oxygen easily diffuses from alveoli to blood. Okay, so then it comes to blood. Oxygen comes to blood and transported to tissues, all the tissues and cells present inside your body. Then in tissues, third step, in tissues, another gas exchange will, all cells will uptake those, all tissues will uptake the oxygen and they will throw their CO2 inside the blood. So again in tissues, they will uptake O2 and release CO2 in blood. Okay. Then blood will again comes to the lungs, deoxygenated blood. Blood comes to lungs, and in lungs again in alveoli, gas exchange will happen. Gas exchange will happen. So CO2 will be released in alveoli, and O2 will come to blood. And again this CO2 by the same path but reverse path, this CO2 will be released outside the human body. So I hope it is clear now. So these are 3 4 5 steps you have to remember in the respiration. So respiration has these 3 4 steps, and this is your thoracic chamber. So I hope it is clear. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. Thank you so much. We will meet in the next video where we will be taking next topic, which is I think it is the mechanism of respiration, inspiration and expiration. We will talking about in the next video. Till then, goodbye.